Krishna Oza, and here we are studying the subject science of standard 8. We are studying here biology, and today we are going to start the new chapter, that is chapter number 7. Okay, the name of the chapter is Conservation of Plants and Animals. So before we start the chapter, there are some questions in my mind. Okay, let me tell you these questions. What do you mean by the term conservation? You might have heard this word. Conservation means to protect, to save, right? So we should save the natural resources. We should save the natural resources, wildlife, plants, animals, forests, etc. We know that all these natural resources are very much important for us. You might have a question that why, ma'am, what is the importance of plants and animals in our life? So as you know, plants give us oxygen, various medicines and various things by which we can make our life comfortable. And plants are very much useful in our life. Okay, but what is the use of animals? So animals form the food chain, and due to animals the balance in the nature is proper. If animals are not there in the nature, the balance or the cycle, oxygen cycle, carbon cycle, these all cycles will be in danger. So there is an importance of each and every natural resources, starting from a bacteria or a very small organism to the very large or huge tree or huge animal. So let's see why there is need of conservation. What we are doing, what our government is doing for the conservation of various plants and animals. You might have heard the word wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserve, bird sanctuaries, etc. So in this chapter we have to discuss about all these terms. What is the meaning of wildlife sanctuary? Why it is built? Who is the owner of it? Right? So let's start with it. So we must have to conserve all these things, all the natural resources, plants, animals, forest. So my first question is why we should conserve the forest? Am I directly using any product of forest? No. But I have to control the use of it, and so indirectly I can protect, I can save the forest. Then I have a question in my mind that why we are cutting the trees? Why we are not protecting the forest? So let's start with our first topic, that is the deforestation and its causes. Okay, as we all know, we are studying since long what is the meaning of deforestation. Deforestation means the clearing of the forest or cutting of trees on a large scale is known as deforestation. Okay, so what we are doing, we are cutting the trees. We are not cutting 1, 2 or 5 trees, but we are cutting thousands and thousands of trees. For what? To use the wood of that trees for us or for our purposes, or to use that land for different purposes. Okay, so which are these causes, which are the reasons that we are cutting the trees? Let's see one by one. First, cultivation. Okay, cultivation of crops means we are using the land, okay, where the forest is to do the cultivation, means for crop production. As we know, there is an increase in the population, so obviously the requirement of food also increases. So for food we must have to cultivate the crops. So what we are doing, we are cutting the forest, and in the place of that we are cultivating the crops, we are growing the crops, we are doing the agriculture. The second is building houses and factories. We are continuously building the houses and factories. Obviously, as population increases, there is a need of houses to stay inside. Okay, and obviously there is a need of earning money. So factories and buildings are day to day, they are increased. Okay, so we are cutting the forest, and in the place of forest, on the land, we are building the houses and factories. We are making the furniture, okay, by using the wood of these trees to live comfortably, right? And the next is using wood as fuel. As we know, in the villages, okay, many people are using that wood for fire, okay, as well as they are using the wood for cooking also. Okay, so we are using the wood as fuel. So these are the reasons or causes, we can say, why we are doing the deforestation. These are the man-made causes, means we are doing. Some natural causes are like forest fires and droughts. These are also the causes why there is an occurrence of deforestation, right? So there are mainly two causes, natural and man-made. Man-made causes are, we are using the land for cultivation, we are using the land for building houses and factories, then we are using the wood for making furniture, and we are using the wood as fuel. Some natural causes are like forest fires. As we know that trees are very near to each other, and due to the friction between two branches there is a fire, and it will lead to deforestation. And of course the second is drought. Okay, because of drought the rainfall is very less, and due to that the plants do not get proper amount of water and they may die. So these are some causes of deforestation. Now let's see what happens after deforestation. Means if we are continuously doing this deforestation, we are continuously cutting the trees, then what is the effect of it on the environment? Let's see the consequences of deforestation, means effects of deforestation. First, there will be an increase in temperature and pollution level. As we all know, the temperature increases. Okay, as trees are less, trees will not absorb the carbon dioxide. Okay, so more amount of carbon dioxide will be there in the environment, and as we know, as we have studied earlier, that carbon dioxide has capacity to absorb the heat. Now if more carbon dioxide is there, it will absorb more amount of heat. If it will absorb more amount of heat, then there will be increase in the temperature. So it will lead to, yes, global warming, right? So as deforestation occurs, there will be increase in temperature, and there will be also increase in pollution level. We know that trees are known as the lungs of environment. Trees absorb all the pollution, okay, specifically carbon dioxide they will absorb. But if trees are not there, then who will absorb it, right? So there will be increase in temperature as well as pollution level, right? Then second is increase in the level of carbon dioxide. As I told you that if trees are not there, then who will absorb the carbon dioxide which is inhaled? Who will absorb carbon dioxide which is exhaled by animals? No one, right? So plants are there to absorb carbon dioxide, and because of it we are safe. But if trees are not there, then there will be increase in the level of carbon dioxide. Then third is increase in chances of natural calamities like floods and droughts. So there are more chances of floods and droughts. You may ask, how, ma'am? So the answer is, if trees do not bind the soil with its root, right, then the soil will be washed due to the water and it will create floods. Okay, and if there is less rainfall, then there will be drought. We know that plants have an important role to play in water cycle. Okay, and if plants are not there, then there will be an imbalance in water cycle which will lead to the condition known as drought, right? Then the next consequences is decrease in the level of groundwater. So as we know, if plants are not there, then there will be less rainfall, and if less rainfall is there, then people must have to depend on the water which is stored underground. So people are consuming the groundwater and it leads to decrease in the level of groundwater. Then the next is decrease in rainfall. As I told you before that plants play an important role in water cycle. What do they do? Yes, they do transpiration. Okay, so transpiration is the important part of water cycle. If plants are less, then less transpiration occur. Less transpiration occur means less rainfall. So this is also an effect of deforestation. Then there will be a decrease in the fertility of the soil. As we know, the roots of plants bind the soil particle tightly. So if there will be water or air, then the soil will not be washed away. But what happens if the plants are not there? Then it will wash away the top layer of the soil, and as we know, we have studied in 7th standard that top layer of the soil have humus, right? So if less humus, then it leads to less fertile soil. So it will also decrease the fertility of the soil. And the last is disturbance of balance in nature. Means if there are less trees, then the animals or the birds which are living on that trees will also be less. So it will create the imbalance in the nature, right? Then the important consequences of deforestation is desertification. Desertification means what? As we are cutting the trees, there will be increase in soil erosion. Why? Because the roots of the trees bind the soil particle tightly. But if roots are not there, then there will be washing of the top level of the soil because of air or water. So this soil erosion leads to removal of top layer of soil and it exposes the lower hard and rocky layers. So there will be less humus contents and this lower, hard and rocky layers. So after that, this layer is also washed and it will convert gradually into deserts. So this process of converting the forest gradually into desert is known as desertification. So this is all about the consequences and causes of deforestation. Now in our next lecture, we will study about the different terms, as I told you in the starting of the lecture, that is what is biosphere reserves, what is the meaning of wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, that we will discuss. Till that, be at home, be safe. Thank you.
आभार।